All right, so here's the thing. This isn't just another how to make more money editing videos kind of tutorial. 99% of video editors are fighting for scraps. They're stuck in low-paying projects, working ridiculous hours, and wondering why they can't charge more. The thing is, making money as an editor, it almost and a lot of times has very little to do with your actual skill level once you hit that like intermediate mark, more or less. And that's because the highest paid editors aren't just video editors. They're strategic assets. Right? They don't sell edits, they sell outcomes. And that's why they get paid in some cases $10,000 plus per project. Again, in some cases. And that's exactly why today I'll show you how to completely reposition yourself, how to attract high ticket clients and build a 6-figure editing business, even if you're starting from scratch. And I'm not gonna tell you to edit faster, use better effects, or learn more software, or all the common nonsense that you guys are fed. This is going to be probably a somewhat boring and raw style video, but I'm telling you it's probably going to be one of the most value-packed videos that you ever watch as an editor. In fact, I'd be willing to guarantee it. Because the top 1% of video editors, and I know that sounds so cringy to say, but they don't compete on skill. They compete on perceived value, psychology, and positioning. And today, I'll show you exactly how to do all of that. And it's the same thing I teach students in my program to do, which you can, by the way, check out in the first link below. And it's also what I did to be able to generate a very, very comfortable income as an editor and land retainer clients for $3K plus per month in some cases. And warning here, I think it's extremely tacky to show screenshots and talk numbers, but I know that we're in a trust recession and I get comments about it all the time. So here are a few screenshots just to show you what I make, to show you that I'm telling the truth. Okay, now that that cringy part is over, as I said, I'm going to break down exactly how to stop competing with cheap freelancers, how to position yourself as a premium editor, how to attract clients who are really just willing to pay high rates, and so much more. And by the way, before you ask, no, you don't need crazy motion graphics, this Iman Ghazi style or Hollywood level skills or even expensive equipment to do this. You really just need an understanding. And there's one mistake, huge mistake, that keeps 99% of editors stuck in low-paying jobs. And if you don't fix it, nothing else will matter. I'm gonna tell you what that is as well, but first let's start with why. Why most editors never make real money. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Let's waste no time and let's go. First of all, provide insane value in a non-generic way. So there's a few psychological shifts that I want you guys to understand. And the first one is to stop selling video editing and instead start selling outcomes, okay? This is one of the main shifts that I started doing that really made a difference, genuinely and tangibly made a difference in my business when I started doing this. I started selling outcomes instead of selling editing, right? And I'll show you a few examples here in just a second. But most editors, what they typically do is they pitch themselves incredibly wrong in a horrible way. And I would know, I get literally like, I kid you not, probably over 20 to 30 emails a day of editors who like, hey, can I edit for you? And I kid you not, it's literally like, hey, can I edit for you? In fact, here are a couple of the just sentences from some emails that I've gotten. I just copied and pasted here. Things like, I can edit your videos. Okay, and I've also gotten, I can make cool animations. Cool. I also got, I can cut your content professionally. Cool, right? And it's like, I can blah, 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 blah. It's just, it's nonsense. This is not how you should be pitching yourself. It's not. This is the wrong way, guys. So this is why you get lowballed every single time. This is why no business owners, no personal brands, no content creators, no YouTubers, none of them want to hire you, right? Because none of them wake up thinking, I need a better editor today. No, what they think is they actually want, what they think and what they actually want is, you know, I've been so stressed out with this. What I really want is more engagement. I want more back-end sales to my funnel or my offer, my coaching, whatever. And I want more views to get more sales. Like, that's what I want, right? That's what they wake up thinking. So we need to start selling their outcomes, not editing, okay? And we could do that as editors. Doesn't mean we need to stop being editors. So here's an example of how to fix it. So here's bad positioning. I edit videos. Cool. And, right? Nobody cares if you edit videos. Nobody. Okay? Maybe other editors care, but that's it. Nobody really cares. So good positioning would look something like this. Hey man, I create high retention videos that keep viewers watching, that grow your brand and increase revenue. By the way, guys, when I say positioning, this is not how you should reach out to the client. I'm saying this is how you should position yourself. For example, this is how I position myself, which is a little bit better than this. I just wanted to share a generic way and how I do it. So the way I like to do this, and again, not as outreach, but as positioning, I like to position myself in a way where I'm like, I create stories that convert into back-end business and leads by utilizing and implementing psychology principles to craft insane content. Put simply, I basically am really good at storytelling and I understand the basic psychology of what humans want to see and I edit accordingly, right? And because of that, you get more back-end business. I just worded it fancy and that's how I position myself, okay? So even if you position yourself correctly, you still need to actually find clients, right? Who can actually afford high ticket rates or high ticket prices. And that's exactly why right now I'm going to show you where we can do that. But before we do that, I just want to talk about one really, really important part before we get into that one, which is stop competing with freelancers. Stop doing this, guys. This is not a competition. And this leads me into psychological shift number 2. Stop competing with freelancers. Instead, start positioning yourself as a consultant. I want you to really internalize that for a second, okay? Why? Because freelancers, they get paid for their time. Consultants, they get paid for their expertise. And as editors, we should get paid not for our time. That's stupid. We should get paid for our expertise, okay? For example, if a company hires you just as an editor, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're replaceable, okay? However, if they see you as a content strategy expert, if they see you as a consultant, as an expert in that field, as an editor, whatever, in content, who helps them make videos that perform and in turn gets them back-end business results, well, they'll happily pay $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000 per project, okay? And that's the difference between simply positioning and framing yourself, okay? So how to actually make this shift? Well, here's a bad approach so you guys know what not to do. First is an example of a bad way to do this is like, hey, I'll edit your videos however you want. You just tell me what you're looking for. No, we should tell them, not tell them, we should recommend them what we think in our experience, which is likely more than theirs, would be best for this specific edit, right? And we got to do this in a professional, tactful way. Don't be tacky when you do this, right? So a good approach to this is like, here's what I'll do. I'll build a content system that makes sure your videos hits your right audience, that it performs better, and that it drives more back-end results. If they ask how, well, I simply just focus on things that most editors don't. I focus on the psychology of why people actually watch videos, right? And if we just simplify this in the most stripped down version, it's really storytelling. So what I do is I create a parallel story within your videos, or I do parallel editing where I have another storyline that's created in order to keep viewers watching more, build more trust with you, and in turn take more back-end action. I'm basically an excellent storyteller who understands content, who understands psychology and systems and strategy, and I implement all of that into your videos in order to drive you better results. They're like, whoa, okay, I definitely want to work with you, right? So now that you know how to position yourself, the next question is, where do we actually find clients? Which was the question that I just posed before we went into this. So now let's actually jump into that, okay? So where do we actually go to find high-ticket clients? And this is advice you guys have probably already heard before because it's advice that works, okay? So what's worked for me and what's worked for a lot of other people that I've coached and worked with. And that leads me into psychological shift number 3 that we first need to understand, where to find high-ticket clients, and they're not on Fiverr or Upwork, okay? So the best clients, I want you guys to fundamentally understand, are not looking for editors. It's what we just talked about. They're looking for a solution. I wanted to put that again here because it's really, really important stuff. Okay, so let's talk about where they hang out, right? First of all, I highly recommend targeting YouTubers and personal brands because usually they're the ones who can pay the most and need most consistent content so you can get good retainer deals with them. That being said, personal brands and YouTubers who need high-performing content, basically what I just told you, are one of my favorite kinds of people to go for. You can also go for businesses using things like ads, Facebook ads, e-commerce ads, like video marketing, right? Anything business or ad related that leads into lead generation or branding. And this could also go into something called VSLs, which is a virtual sales letter, which, by the way, there's an even better way to do this, and that is by editing VSLs. I've made probably the most money editing VSLs for clients, which I go really in depth on in my program, which you guys can click on the first link in the description below. It's straight to my brand new program that just launched, teaching you guys how not only to grow on YouTube, but to also not only to grow on YouTube the same way that I grew clients. Like one of my clients, Chad, I grew him from 0 to over 40,000 subscribers in less than 90 days. And I teach you all the systems, I teach you all of the systems and frameworks that I used in order to do that. And in addition to that, I teach you guys how to make more money as editors and how to do it relatively quick and how to just become better editors. Okay, so that's the first link in the description below, especially if you want to learn more about VSL editing, okay, because that's a really good cash cow. And that leads us to the next kind of client that we could go for, and that's agencies that basically serve high-ticket clients and need premium editors, okay? This is great if you want to get really, really like a lot of good experience and get really good at editing and want to just crank out edit after edit. Agencies are great to work with. But that still begs the question, where do we actually find these clients? Cool, these are the clients we want to work with. Where do we find them? Well, the trick is to stop, before you get into that, I just want to tell you, the trick is to stop applying to random job posts, okay? And start building relationships where high-ticket clients already exist. And we can do that by going on, first, one of my favorites is Twitter, okay? Why Twitter? Because Twitter, there's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of editors, a lot of YouTube strategists, a lot of personal brands, and a lot of every single kind of person you can think of on Twitter. And they are posting every single day. I see high-ticket job posts for Twitter, for video editors on Twitter, okay? This is a super fantastic place to find editing clients. There are people posting editing listings here, as I said, every single day. And a lot of times they're good ones, even sometimes high-ticket ones, even with big creators. So I highly recommend getting on Twitter. All you need to do is go to the search icon, type in video editing jobs, video editing. Start posting about video editing, right, on Twitter. Start writing things about it. Start building up your following. But you can literally, as soon as tomorrow, you could land a client on Twitter by just creating a Twitter account, setting up your profile, saying you're a video editor, making sure you have a portfolio, and start reaching out to the people who post the jobs by searching in the search bar video editing jobs, and just say, hey, here's my portfolio, and DM them, right? And like, you could literally get hired tomorrow. It is, I kid you not. I'm not exaggerating, okay? Next is Instagram. This used to be really good. It's not so good anymore, if I'm being completely transparent with you, but it still has a lot of potential if you can outreach correctly, right? Because a lot of people do not outreach right. The next one, guys, and I wanted to save this one only for my program because it is just, I don't want to give it away, but too many people are sleeping on this. LinkedIn. This is the new gold mine. No other editor, very, very few editors are focusing on LinkedIn. I recently closed a really high ticket VSL client from LinkedIn, guys. When I say high ticket, I'm talking $5,000 for one video or more. High ticket, okay, from LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn. This is a new gold mine for clients right now. But now that I said that, if you guys want to learn exactly how to dial in your profile, how to reach out to people on LinkedIn, and how to use LinkedIn A to Z to get clients, again, join my program. It's in there, okay? Next is YouTube and podcasts. This is a great place to find people. I like to listen to podcasts, and sometimes what I've done in the past is podcasts that I love to listen to. But like, you know what? I'm going to look this guy up on LinkedIn or on social medias, and I'm going to reach out to him. Cool. A lot of times on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, in the show notes, they actually have an email to reach out to. Same thing with YouTube. I would say a majority of my YouTube clients I found from getting their email address in the About page of YouTube. It's very easy to do. You go to their YouTube channel, you click About, and then it shows their email address, right? These are all really, really fantastic ways or places to find clients. I'm going to give you guys one bonus one really quick, and that's Facebook groups. There's Facebook groups out there. You just type in video editing, okay, or video editing jobs. There's one specific group that's called I need a video editor, okay? You can join right now, today. And there's people posting every single day, job listings, trying people who need to hire a video editor, okay? These resources, literally, if you are just like not lazy, you could literally get a client today or by tomorrow. I kid you not, especially if you have a portfolio. But here's the real secret. Standing out isn't just about where you find clients. It's about how you make them need to hire you, okay? And this comes with time. But that's where the final step comes in. So let's jump into that really quickly, right? Make clients want to hire you, which leads to our final psychological shift, number 4, how to make clients want to hire you over everyone else, okay? See, most editors, what they do is they beg for work, and it's annoying, and it's sometimes creepy, okay? So the best editors are the ones who make clients chase them. How do they do this? By creating demand. Okay. Keyword here, demand. You need to create demand. How? Social proof, authority, and exclusivity. This one is my absolute favorite and has gotten me so much work, exclusivity. How to do this? Okay, first, we can build a content library showing our expertise through content, through breakdowns, through case studies. I like to do this by just sending over my YouTube channel or also testimonials that I've gotten from clients, from big YouTubers who've actually made videos for me, like saying, hey, Dylan's great to work with. Or a portfolio, right? Build a content library, i.e. portfolio. Next way to do this is use exclusivity bias. And this is my favorite one. This one's honestly gold. I like this one's gold. I always say, by the way, I only take on 2 to 3 clients per month. And I've already gotten about 2. So I would really need you to make a decision pretty soon, because I'm also talking, I have a few more calls booked for this week, right? With potential clients. The exclusivity bias works so flippin' well. It is so good. And I got this one from Alex Hormozi. You can see behind me, $100 million leads. I got that one from him, okay? And it's fantastic. Next is raise your rates strategically. Why do you do this? Well, because people associate higher prices with higher value. For example, if I'm, talking to an editor and they're like, yeah, I charge $100 a video, I automatically perceive them as very, very low quality. Versus somebody who's like, yeah, I charge about $1 to $3 grand per video. I'm like, okay, so this person clearly has the confidence to charge this for a specific reason, okay? Let me learn a little bit more, right? So raise your rates and do it strategically, because people associate higher prices with higher value. Again, guys, really, really big warning here. You have to have the work to back this up if you want to do this last part here, okay? Now, even if you've had all this in place, there's still one last thing that will determine how much money you make as an editor, and it's something that nobody's talking about. So now you know exactly how to escape low-paying clients. You know exactly how to reposition yourself and land high-paying ticket paying projects as a video editor. But if you don't master this final concept, which is what I call the perceived authority effect, none of these strategies that we just went over will work. So if you want to get the strategy straight to you, what you can do is sign up for my completely free newsletter in the second link in the description below. And you should sign up to that newsletter because I send weekly advice, tips, even job opportunities and everything when it comes to not only YouTube growth, but mainly actually video editing and how to build a profitable business as a video editor. So I highly recommend signing up for that. Now, just to recap a couple things, a couple of the basics. Understand what we really, guys, from a fundamental point of view want to do. We want to understand the problem that we solve as an editor. Okay. Then we want to create an irresistible offer around being the solution to that problem. Okay. So how can we create an offer as an editor that makes us the solution to the person's problem? Next, what we want to do is find where the customers who want that problem solved, where do they live online? Well, we just went over a few places where they live. Then what we want to do is we want to actually reach out to the customer. Again, if you want more information on how to reach out, you could join my program in the first link in the description below. And if you guys want to continue to watch more of my videos, well, this video is a pretty cool one you could check out right now.